Hello, wrestling fans. Welcome to SICW All-Star Wrestling. I'm Drew Ebenhouse here with Lucky P. Larson, Esquire, as always.
Who is about to be a very, very rich man.
Well, you hate to say you're right, but folks, we'll get into that as this episode continues. We've got a great one for you. Your main event will be Big Joe Helms taking on one half of the LA Hustlers, your man, the notorious Bradley Diggs.
That will be very interesting.
It will be interesting. We have Curtis Wilde. He will be here today. He is taking on the Uber Destroyer from Germany. We also have updates from the fallout of our very recent Belleville show, which you know quite a bit about. So
that may be the most financially rewarding show I've ever been a part of.
Oh, boy. He's going to be a handful today, folks. Bear with us. But for now, it's time for our first match. Let's head to the ring. Our opening contest set for one fall with a 10-minute time limit. Introducing first from Kansas City, Missouri, weighing in at 234 pounds, Rex Amadas.
You sure that's not Borat?
His opponent accompanied to the ring by Big Nasty Glenn Williams from Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada, 211 pounds, your Canadian hero, Sean Vincent.
Oh, Canada. Wow, what an honor for Glenn Williams.
Boy, these two are too much.
What an honor. You know, I bet you next time we see Glenn Williams, he's going to have a whole head of hair.
I don't know if that's how the jacket works. Look at him. Good hype man is Glenn Williams, hyping up the Canadian hero.
Everyone should have a Glenn Williams.
Referee Andy Anderson calls for the bell. Your opening contest is underway. Collar and elbow tie up. Rex Amadas snatches up a side headlock. Immediately, you hear the Canadian hero screaming in pain.
Are you sure that's not Borat?
It's Rex.
Rex Borat?
It's not Borat. It's not Frank Zappa. It's not the actual band Amadeus. It's
Amadeus.
It's Rex Amadas.
Amadeus. You know, he does look a little like Frank Zappa. Where'd you get that from?
Watching our excellent television program. I heard it mentioned on All-Star Wrestling.
Whoever came up with that must have been brilliant.
Speaking of that, everybody tuning in on YouTube on All-Star Wrestling, do us a favor. Go ahead and subscribe to that SICW channel. We'd appreciate that very much. Give the video a thumbs up if you don't mind.
And then you can follow Lucky P. Larson, Esquire on Facebook.
You can
He's
do
about
that
to be very rich.
if you need a headache.
Oh, I see teamwork coming here.
Sean,
I feel teamwork. I'm so smart.
I guess that's a word for blatant cheating, teamwork.
No, it's teamwork.
Yeah?
Teamwork.
All right.
Hey, if the ref didn't see it, it's not cheating.
We've seen Rex Amadas here on All-Star Wrestling in recent months, and he's very impressive. He's a newcomer here. Oh, man, big boot to the face.
His first name is Wolfgang.
Hasn't really found his footing here in SICW yet, but we have an extremely experienced roster. A lot of our guys have been doing this 15, 20 years. Rex Amadas is a newcomer. He's got to get a feel of the land. He's got to learn each grappler, their tactics.
Yes, but his compositions have been better than most people.
Historically speaking, that's correct.
Maybe that's Falco.
Oh, man, big elbow drop to Amadas from the Canadian hero.
Do you remember Falco?
That's right.
He sung Amadeus.
Who brought that up on this show?
Ah.
We got continuity here, folks. You got to follow us every week.
Yes.
Very nicely done. Stretching out that midsection, just slapping. And now he's almost got a claw on the pectoral muscle there, working on the chest of Amadas.
Yes.
Oh, man, clothesline plants
1, 2,
him.
10.
Nope, just for the two.
Yeah, because this referee took at least 10 seconds to get down to count
you
one.
You have an inherent bias against every referee who calls things down the middle because you're constantly looking for cheap shortcuts. Oh, man, he got him. That Death Valley driver planting Amadas, getting the win for the Canadian hero.
Yep, and even enough that this referee could count to 3.
Well, they are fresh off of a win in Belleville, Illinois, and they're keeping the train rolling, accompanied by Glenn Williams. Sean Vincent, your Canadian hero, getting the win today in your opening match.
That's just beautiful. It's just beautiful. Well, they certainly would be better than the squirt guns.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to take a look at what happened recently in Belleville, Illinois. Our main event was a tag team match as the team of Devastation Incorporated, Attila Khan and Peyton Ayers, took on the Big Texan and a man that received the call, Bull Bronson. Texan brought Bull Bronson in. Well, ladies and gentlemen, fans, we're going to take a look at the closing moments of this contest. You're going to be shocked at what you see. Let's go to Belleville now.
This is fun.
Wrestling fans, I am here with the Mid-South monster, Bull Bronson himself. You just saw what happened recently in Belleville, Illinois. Bull, it was yourself, teaming with Texan against Devastation Incorporated. And then in the ending of the match, the fans just saw it. Miscommunication between you and Tex led to a vicious beatdown. Let me get your thoughts. What was going through your mind in the last moments of
miscommunication? Tex tried to take my head off in that corner with his lariat. Accident, whatever. He tried to take my head off. Now, I was man of my word. I showed up to get the Big Texans back. Now, you want to attack me? I was there for you, buddy. You want to attack me? I'll tell you what, Texan, you want to take people out with that lariat? I've been knocking people out for 20 years. Now, these hands are lethal weapons. And the next time I see you, you're catching one of these, punk.
Ladies and gentlemen, strong words from Bull Bronson, but you just saw it, folks. It wasn't the Texan that turned on Bull. It was Bull that turned on the Texan. You just saw it. Well, either way, a fired up, angry Bull Bronson's going to be something for the locker room to really have to pay attention to, and I don't envy anyone's task with that Bull Bronson. Ladies and gentlemen, we've got to take a commercial break. When we return, Billy McNeel in action right after this.
Get ready for Melee on the Midway. SICW, where wrestling at the chase meets the race. Wrestling, racing, and music. Saturday, June 1st, Worldwide Technology Raceway. For ticket information, go to SICW.org. Melee on the Midway. Featuring WWE legend Cowboy Bob Orton Jr., Attila Khan, Night Train Gary Jackson, and more. Saturday, June 1st, where wrestling, racing, and music come together. Melee on the Midway. Followed by actor-singer Ludacris in concert. Be there!
Wrestling fans, you looking for the best in daily lunch specials and great menu food items? Look no further than Layla's Roadhouse, 440 Falling Springs Road in Cahokia Heights, Illinois. That's right, a family sit-down dining and always great specials. Also has the best pizza in the area. The vendors are lining up for FanFest 2 on Saturday, May 18th. We're happy to welcome the Nebraska Pro Wrestling Hall of Fame as one of our newest sponsors.
Backed by popular demand, it's the SICW FanFest 2, May 17th and 18th in St. Louis.
Get your tickets now. Get your tickets now.
See the stars of professional wrestling from today and yesterday. Hall of Famers and the next generation of superstars. More names to be announced soon. Get your tickets now. SICW.org. That's SICW.org.
This matchup set for one fall with a 10-minute time limit. Introducing first from Texas, weighing in at 286 pounds, Waco. His opponent from Springfield, weighing in at 203 pounds, Billy McNeel. Referee Nick right now recalls for the bell. We are back from the break. It is Billy McNeel taking on Waco in our second matchup here this evening.
Where's Waco from, you think?
Waco is still from Texas, specifically the city that's written on the back of his shirt. Which is Waco.
Waco, oh. So does that mean that Billy McNeel is from McNeel?
It's possible. I think he's from Springfield. Where's McNeel? Is there a city of McNeel out there? I guess there probably is somewhere.
I'm sure there is.
Nice collar and elbow tie-up. Billy McNeel has Waco in the corner.
I think it's more likely there's a city called McNeel than there is one called Abendhaus.
Likely.
Yes.
Abendhaus, of course, German for Abendhaus, which is evening house. Which is like a bed and breakfast type of thing.
Wait a minute, we may have just had a breaking news story here. Are you admitting you are the Uber Destroyer?
Yikes! I will admit no such thing. He's got a little more weight than I am. Even if I would put the mask on, I don't think I'm like half of his size.
Well, we'll see if you're out here when he's here.
We will see. I'm scheduled to be. We'll see what happens. I'm not going to disappear like you do when the Silverback shows up.
Yes. Would you like to talk about him?
Nah, we actually we'll get to that.
All righty.
We'll save it until then.
Okay.
You're just waiting, aren't you?
I am frothing at the
boy.
mouth. Yes.
Billy McNeel. Oh, reverse the Irish whip. Does Waco.
Oh, there
Big
you go.
clothesline sends Billy crashing to the mat.
Nasa, you know what Waco would do if he were smart here?
Tell me.
He would tie Billy McNeil's tassels to the ring ropes.
Oh. That's a new idea that you've got there.
Yes, I come up with them every so often.
Every so often.
Yes.
Billy McNeel being choked over that middle rope.
See, now,
All he needs is one small opening.
all he needs is a manager right now.
Tends to be on the smaller side, but Billy McNeel, he's not going to out-strength. He's not going to
He's not going to
anyone.
out-strength.
That's right. But through the intelligent application of reversals, techniques,
The
and
intelligent
holds,
application of reversals.
that's what Billy
Wow.
does.
Somebody's been looking at their Word of Day calendar.
He has to be creative. He has to be innovative. And, of course, his offense is rather eccentric. Of course, we haven't seen too much of that yet in this match, as Waco really has had control of Billy since the bell is rung.
Well, Waco is a tough competitor. He doesn't get his due, but he is no day in the park.
And honestly, he operates from a place that Billy really doesn't. Waco wants
Yes,
to hurt
Waco.
people. He's angry. He comes from a place of
Waco.
hatred and wanting to hurt his opponents.
Waco is a place of hatred?
But Billy McNeel, he just doesn't have that in him. He just wants
Well,
to
that's
win.
his fault.
He wants to have fun while he's competing and hopefully get a win and a bigger envelope at the pay window.
Oh, you now Dusty Rhodes?
Up and down right in the center of the ring.
If there were a logo in the ring, that would be right onto the logo. Oh, he didn't hook a
He's
leg.
out of there at 2. Billy McNeel, as we always say, he's as tough as Gumby.
He's Gumby, damn it.
So it takes a lot more than a body slam to finish off Billy McNeel. He's been doing this for a long time.
Would that mean Waco is pokey?
There we go. That's the reversal I'm talking about. Followed up by a clothesline, back elbow to Waco. Billy McNeel has things going in his favor. He's been waiting for this the whole match.
Yeah, he's been taking a beating the whole match.
Boot to Waco. Billy keeping the momentum going. Got to use the speed. That's what he's doing.
Meteora.
Is he setting up? Of course, he likes that big top rope elbow drop.
He's going to hit
Is
his head
that what
on
he's
the
setting
ceiling.
up for? He's got it. If he can make it over, you have to think this might do it. 2 and 3. Ladies and gentlemen, the very popular Billy McNeel. As I said, he can beat anybody at any time out of absolutely nowhere.
I don't like him.
You saw it. Billy McNeel getting the job done, picking up a win today on All-Star Wrestling.
No, whoopee for him.
Wrestling fans, I am being joined by Devastation Incorporated themselves. It is the Merchant of Violence, Stephen E. leading his men, Attila Khan, Peyton Ayers, the Uber Destroyer. Stephen, you've got a lot going on. We are fresh off of our recent show in Belleville, Illinois, which was very eventful for yourself and Peyton Ayers and Attila Khan, of course, in the big main event. Stephen, but, of course, you've got a lot going on. What's on your mind, sir?
Are you kidding me? I love it when a plan comes together. You saw what happened. Everybody saw Peyton Ayers take the big Texan and put his shoulders to the mat and hear the count 1, 2, 3. Everybody saw it.
There was some extenuating circumstances, but you're right. Peyton Ayers got a pinfall victory over the champion.
The history books are not going to reflect anything other than a victory by Devastation Incorporated. But I'm here to talk about something other than our victory. Herb Simmons, I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. You are stonewalling me, my friend. You are stonewalling me. The FTC is not going to appreciate what you're doing, pal. And you see, when you're Stephen E. and you're Devastation Incorporated, and you have the investors are not happy with the way things are going. They are not happy because I am being stonewalled by Herb Simmons, and he will not return my phone calls. He will not answer any of my emails. It's sickening, and it's not fair. It's not fair to Devastation Incorporated. It's not fair to my brothers in the Middle East. And at the end of the day, the Saudi investors' money is what rules. And everybody knows that money is good, but Saudi money, my friend, is even better.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, let's see some of that Saudi money in action next. Stephen E., it's your man, the Uber Destroyer, taking on Volatile Curtis Wild. That's next.
Volatile Curtis Wild, I don't like you, you punk. What's going to happen is I'm going to watch this man destroy you. That's why he's called the Uber Destroyer. Shut up. He's going to do the business, and he's taking care of business right now.
That's next, folks. Let's head to the ring. This matchup set for one fall. Introducing first, accompanied to the ring by the Merchant of Violence, Stephen E. from Germany, representing Devastation Incorporated at 125 kilos, the Uber Destroyer. His opponent, accompanied to the ring by Wildfire, hailing from the wild side, Volatile Curtis Wild. Referee Bill Henson checking the competitors, making sure they're good to go. Bill Henson calls for the bell. It has sounded, ladies and gentlemen. It is my pleasure to be joined on commentary once again. He's been here in recent weeks, and he is back. He is one of the very first classic champions here in SICW, Mr. Ron Powers. Ron, thanks for being back with us.
Hey, thanks SICW for having me back.
Curtis Wild taking on the Uber Destroyer. We've seen the Uber Destroyer in recent weeks be pretty successful here in SICW. He actually issued a challenge to the Big Texan several weeks ago and did much better than I would have expected against the top dog here. But the volatile one himself, Curtis Wild, this is a first-time matchup between Curtis and Uber Destroyer. So it'll be interesting to see how each man handles the other.
And it always helps with the crowd being behind him. Curtis needs to get a few things going here. Unfortunately, he's got two men to battle, him and Stephen P.
Yeah, you got it, but you said it. The fans were behind him. And this is, yep, yep. You see it. How do you combat stuff like that? You always had to deal with people like Big Daddy and stuff outside the ring. How do you deal with that when you're trying to concentrate on your opponent, but then every time you hit the rope, somebody's tripping your legs or trying to hit you with a cane or something?
Well, the bottom line is this. When you're in the ring, you got to keep your head on a swivel, especially when you got a manager outside or a mistress outside. You got to watch everybody. You got to watch the curtain. You got to make sure nobody hits you in the back. Nobody trips you.
Like we just saw, Stephen E. nailing Curtis right in the kidney. And they're lucky that Wildfire is a tamer version of herself. Once upon a time, when you knew Curtis and Wildfire, they were the ones that were on the opposite side of the fence, if you will. So Curtis really should know how to handle someone like Stephen E. because Wildfire used to be the number one perpetrator of those sort of tactics.
Well, you know, he's got a little teammate in Wildfire, too, so don't think that they got little plans up their sleeve as well.
Absolutely.
They've been scouting these guys out for a long time now. The Uber guy, the Uber Destroyer,
yeah.
I'm not sure how much tape they got on this guy, but hopefully they have enough to get through this match.
Absolutely. We don't know much about him. He showed up. He's got a mask on. They say he's from Germany. But as you've seen here, he was in there with the Big Texan a few weeks ago on All-Star Wrestling.
Yeah.
And
well,
our
if you have a
classic
jerkwad like this manager, then you can't be here for anything other than trouble.
Yeah, that's absolutely right. Especially you heard him talking about earlier, Saudi money. So when you have foreign investors using their money to try to influence what happens here in SICW, we don't know what their motives are. We don't know what they want. Stephen E. says they want to make it better and get more lighting in and put more money into it. That can't be it. It can't be pure good motives. There's no way.
Well, we know what they wanted on 9/11.
But this Uber Destroyer, since we have really no tape on him other than what we've seen of him here, and we don't know if he's showing everything he can do here.
We don't know anything
slow,
about this guy.
He's
I know
plotting.
everything about Curtis. I've been around him for years. I've seen him in a few because I've been out, but what I knew from him before, this guy had ability, he had talent. Just never made it very far because territories dried up. There was nowhere else to go.
Absolutely. Well, Curtis is the man, and of course, after you stepped away for a while, Curtis did ascend to the very highest throne in SICW. He held the title that you held on 2 occasions, the Classic Wrestling Championship, and had a nice run with it.
A nice what? I'm sorry?
Nice run with it. Nice run with the belt.
Much. Appreciate it.
Back elbow sends the Uber Destroyer back to the center of the ring.
The people here are so loud, Drew. I'm sorry, I could barely hear you.
No, I know. These are the greatest fans in the world here at the SICW studios.
There you go, Curtis.
Curtis Wild, fists of fire. Destroyer reverses the Irish whip. Curtis nails a spear. If he can pin him, I have to think that's going to do it.
Gotta pin
No,
him.
he's
Don't worry
going
about
for the mask.
Curtis, just pin him.
Yeah, Curtis. No, you should have
We
just
don't
pinned
care
him.
who he is. He's only been here twice.
Well, Curtis Wild, he's going for that mask. Stephen E., what's he doing?
Here we
Getting
go.
involved with something.
Of all matches.
Oh, my God.
What the
It's
hell?
a fireball. Stephen
that?
E. He
How
hit
can
him with
this happen?
fire. We've
How
seen
can this happen?
We've seen him use that in the past. He's burned Gary Jackson.
what.
He's burned the Big
I'll tell you-
Texan. He's done it again.
I'm appalled.
He's
I'm appalled.
wailing.
I can't see how this is going on.
Ron, you got to stay calm. I know these Uber Destroyer, the flag, all this stuff riled you up in the past. If that did it, I can't imagine what you feel now. Curtis screaming in
I don't know how
agony.
you guys can expect me to just keep sitting here
He's-
week after week.
He's
going to
need some help. Curtis is Wildfire is protecting her man. Wildfire covering Curtis. She got covered by the flag. Stephen E. still buried. The Wilds in the flag. Yeah, the referee is coming out. Curtis is we're gonna need some. I gotta
that guy
see how
some
he's
help.
doing. We need some towels. Curtis, hey, we need some wet towels. Get that flag out of here. Hang in there, Curtis. Fans, you got to bear with us. Yeah, cover him. Get some water on there. Hang in there, Curtis. We're getting you some help. Bear with us, fans. All right. Ron, thanks for hanging in there. We don't know what to do in this situation. Ron Power is going to go check on things, too. You hate to see this. Stephen E. was given warnings. We'll be right back with this week's Promoter's Corner.
Can you see me? Can you see me? It doesn't matter if they can see you. Get out of here. Wait a minute. Can you see me now? You can't. You know you can't see me. Now you can see me. Thank you, sir. Hello, everyone. This is Bill Apter down here in Apter's Alley. 2015 inductee into the St. Louis Hall of Fame. Thank you to everyone who inducted me, Herb Simmons and the rest of the crew. SICW, sensational, incredible Championship Wrestling, also stands for Southern Illinois Championship Wrestling. And all roads on May 17th, 2024 and May 18th, 2024 are headed to the big city of the Big Dome. And this is Fan Fest number 2. I couldn't be at number 1, but I'm Going to be there for sure. And on the 17th, on that night, I'm doing my one-man show. Now, what's the one-man show all about? Is it going to be these like heavy Q&As talking about the business and that? No, this is like a variety show. There'll be trivia, there'll be music, there'll be contests. You've never had so much fun in your entire pro wrestling life. I can assure you of that. Then on Saturday, all day long will be this incredible fan fest. You'll be meeting some of the legends of the pro wrestling world, dozens and dozens of legends of the pro wrestling world. Saturday night, there'll be an incredible wrestling show. So it's a weekend that you must be at, especially for my show on the night of the 17th. It's Friday night. So come on, out in the party. SICW.org for full information. I can't wait to see your face in the place. And this is Bill Apter, St. Louis Wrestling Hall of Famer, if you will. I'll see you in St. Louis, and you too, Barbara and Pam and Darla and Herb and Mike and Ed and Frankie and Alan and
Wrestling fans, there's nothing better than barbecue and wrestling. When you're hungry, stop by Mr. Barbecue with 2 locations to serve you in Columbia and Waterloo, Illinois. Great barbecue, cold beverages, and SICW Wrestling. Wrestling fans, one of SICW's newest sponsors for FanFest 2 is KC Insurance. For all your insurance needs, look to KC Insurance.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're back. Thank you for bearing with us through that. We didn't really know how to navigate that situation. Oh, well, hang on. It was time for this week's Promoter's Corner. Wildfire, hey, I know this is not the time. I know you're not in a good place. What's going on? How's Curtis?
He's not good, Drew. They had to call an ambulance to come and take him to the hospital. He's got burns all over his face. And I really want people to know that it's not just what you see. Everything that happens out here affects real people. I'm so sorry, Drew.
No, take your time.
Our kids, I don't even know what I'm going to tell them. I don't know.
Chris,
It's just not right.
I know.
It's not right how they're allowed to treat people.
Yeah, and here he is now.
Stay away from me.
Steven, what do you want? What do you want?
What do I want? Did you see that? Did you see what happened?
We all saw it.
The world saw it. The world saw it. My investors are going to be so proud of what I did. They are going to be proud. And to sit here and look at you with tears in your face brings so much pleasure to me. It brings so much pleasure to me. And I am sitting here and I am in awe because of what we did. Can you believe that? Can you believe that, Dr. Drew? That's what Devastation Incorporated is about. Herb Simmons, if you don't want to step to the table and negotiate with me, then you can expect to see something like that every time you see Devastation Incorporated. You know, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter one bit what people think of us. The only thing that matters is that we've got the Saudi money. And you know what? As far as I'm concerned, Dr. Drew, as far as I'm concerned, let me get you to step to the side so I can look her in the eyes whenever I tell her this. Where I'm from and where my people are from, they're respectable. And the women there, they cover their face when they come out in public. So you ought to take note and do that yourself. Let it go.
There's nothing respectable about you, Stephen E. Nothing respectable about you.
Chrissy, much love to you and Curtis. Give him our love on behalf of everyone. We hope he's okay. Go take care of your husband. Disgusting. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a break. We're going to be back with the Promoters Corner.
This is your host, Huge Pop, for the Huge Pop Wrestling Podcast, and riding with me is...
Oh, you didn't know? Your ass better call somebody! It's me, it's that M-A-double-T. And hey, we're here.
Denton, Texas, weighing 250 pounds, Kerry Von Erich. From Topeka, Kansas, weighing 242 pounds, Art Cruz. Referee Chuck Raleigh.
Art Cruz squares off with Kerry Von Erich. A very special opening bout on Wrestling at the Chase today. And on paper, it looks like it should be a good scientific test between Cruz and Von Erich. Von Erich feints toward the leg of Cruz. Both men pretty close in terms of weight. Kerry, the taller of the two, however. Cruz goes behind Von Erich, takes him down. Nice move by Kerry. He comes up on top, tries to hook the head. Cruz ends up rolling and squirming. They end up in the ropes. Nobody's fault, but they're against the ropes. And Chuck Riley, the referee, asks for a clean break. He gets one from Von Erich and Cruz. A little handshake. And one of the fans at ringside says, "That's wrestling." I'll remember, even in scientific tests, sometimes tempers can get frayed. Talk to world champion Ric Flair for further information about that. Nice move by Kerry Von Erich. Cruz kicks free. Both men up quickly and ready to go. A lot of speed right there. Kerry Von Erich, I think, impressed by the speed with which Cruz moved around, because when Kerry was on his feet, so was Cruz. They were looking at each other's eyes. Arm drag by Kerry Von Erich. Cruz managed to slip the arm away, though, and Kerry couldn't hang on with an arm lock of any sort. Again, Kerry moving toward the leg. Kerry again moving toward the leg. And that, of course, throws Cruz off balance. Makes him think about what Von Erich might have in mind. They lock up. Nice arm drag by Art Cruz on Kerry Von Erich. Cruz managed to hang on to the arm, and it's Cruz in command with the armbar on Kerry Von Erich. What a physique on that Kerry Von Erich. The most heavily recruited high school athlete in the history of Texas football or track and field. He shattered the national high school records for the discus throw. Kerry up to the air. Drop kick sends Cruz flying. Beautifully done. And Cruz looks shocked by what Kerry Von Erich just did. Beautiful move by Von Erich. Von Erich stalks Cruz. Once more they lock up. Cruz and Von Erich up against the ropes. Chuck Riley wants a clean break. And Cruz throws a forearm smash into the stomach of Von Erich. That caught Von Erich totally by surprise. It was a forearm, but it was on the break. And Von Erich takes a long look at Art Cruz. Cruz and Von Erich lock up. Cruz again pushes Von Erich to the ropes. The referee wants a break. And again, Cruz fires that forearm smash right into the breadbasket of Kerry Von Erich. Kerry gasping. I think he's surprised more than anything. Keep the fist open, says Cruz to Von Erich, and indeed Cruz did use a forearm smash, but it was the position in which he used it that had Von Erich a bit upset. Cruz bulls Von Erich to the ropes. Cruz throws a forearm, that's blocked, and Von Erich tags Cruz right on the jaw. Kerry Von Erich pounds on Art Cruz. Elbow smash to the neck by Von Erich on Cruz, and Cruz is looking for the ropes. That Von Erich temper is short indeed. Flying mare by Kerry Von Erich. Knee drop to the jaw. Oh, Cruz took a jolt there from Von Erich. Von Erich twists the arm around. Von Erich, as though he was trying to teach Cruz a lesson about the rough stuff. And of course, when you think back to some of the matches that Fritz Von Erich had here in St. Louis, well, Fritz was never shy about landing that boot into the ribs or the head or where that punch would land. Fritz started it a lot more often than anybody else, I think. So his sons, Kerry, Kevin, and David, all know how to handle the rough stuff. When it comes to knockdown, drag-out, back alley affair, the Von Erichs are just at home. But they've made their mark with good athletic ability, good scientific wrestling, all of them adept at taking to the air. Some of the most potent drop kicks in wrestling have been fired by one of the Von Erich boys. Side headlock by Kerry Von Erich on Cruz. Cruz forced down to one knee as Von Erich squeezes with that side headlock. Cruz manages to get to his feet, but Von Erich still leaning in there. Von Erich pops Cruz in the ribs with the heel of the hand. That was a legal blow. Oh! Von Erich throws a forearm at Cruz. Cruz tried to duck underneath it.
5 minutes have expired, 5 minutes left.
Flying mare by Kerry Von Erich. Knee drop to the face again by Von Erich. The knee was legal. Von Erich tries to cradle Cruz. Count of one. Cruz kicks free. I think Von Erich was going to throw another punch. The referee cautioned him, and Kerry stopped. Now Cruz landed a blow to the midsection, and this match is getting a little nasty, to say the least. Von Erich hooks the head. He takes Cruz to the air and drives him backwards with a suplex. The suplex by Kerry Von Erich on Art Cruz. Count of one, count of two. Cruz manages to throw Kerry Von Erich off. But Cruz a bit the worse for wear right now. Flying mare by Kerry Von Erich. Kerry lines up the iron claw, but Cruz blocks it. Kerry tried to line up that iron claw that was invented and perfected by his father. Cruz blocked it, though. Now the biggest danger to Cruz is if those shoulders get down on the mat. Chuck Riley keeping a careful eye on that. Kerry trying to force the claw on, but he may not have the positioning he needs. He's leaning into trying to get that iron claw on Art Cruz. A count of one on the shoulders of Cruz. Cruz in a real predicament here. The crowd yelling, urging Kerry Von Erich on, wanting to see him put that claw on. Von Erich finally releases the position, and Cruz really off balance now. He tried to wrestle Von Erich. Didn't come out first best in that, obviously. Then he tried some rough stuff. Von Erich got the best of it. There's a nice leg drop by Kerry Von Erich. And he works on the hamstring and the knee of Art Cruz. Cruz gouged the eyes. Art Cruz gouging the eyes of Kerry Von Erich. And Art Cruz throwing caution to the wind against the dynamic and explosive Kerry Von Erich.
3 minutes left, 3 minutes.
Art Cruz whips Von Erich to the ropes. Cruz throws a knee into the stomach of Von Erich as Von Erich comes off. Oh, Cruz is wrapped by Von Erich and then dropped by that roundhouse right from Kerry Von Erich. When Kerry gets wound up, it's like a giant spring, a discus smash that he's been using lately. Von Erich, giant splash on Art Cruz, kind of 1, 2. Cruz kicks away. Cruz with a punch to the stomach. Cruz firing away at the stomach. Von Erich with a kick into the midsection of Cruz. Kerry Von Erich pounds on Art Cruz. Von Erich winds around. There's that discus smash, and down goes Cruz. The discus smash from Kerry Von Erich. Von Erich covers Cruz, 1, 2, and 3. It turned into a slugging match, and Kerry Von Erich with that discus smash getting that extra little whirl, just as though he were going to throw a discus, except he lands that blow right to the jaw with the side of the hand, the heel of the hand. Here it is again. Watch Kerry wind it up like he's throwing a discus. Pow! Cruz, look at those eyes bug out after Von Erich nailed him right on the button. We have a chance to take...
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back from this week's Promoter's Corner, and now let me introduce my co-worker, Miss Destiny Lynch. Destiny's going to have a chat with some folks. Destiny, glad to have you, and good luck to you.
Thank you, Drew. Ladies and gentlemen, this evening I have a special announcement coming from our promoter, Herb Simmons. Herb? Herb, thank you for joining us. I hear you have some big news for SICW this evening.
Well, it's big news. It's news that we really need. For those of the viewers who are watching, just know that there's a certain group or groups that are just running roughshod, or trying to, and they are actually succeeding, and I don't like that. And so what I want to do is to try to bring a little more law and order. Nothing against our officials we have. They do a great job, but sometimes I think they get overpowered by these groups of Devastation Incorporated mainly. We've seen what he has done. That's why I'm going to name Danny Boy as my special enforcer referee. And when the time comes and when I need that extra ump, this guy right here is going to jump in there, and he'll be the guy to take care of it.
Thank you so much, Danny Boy, for stepping in. How are you enjoying your new role here at SICW?
Well, to tell you the truth, I enjoy being back. I love SICW, love Herb, love Ron, love the fans out here, always have, always will. As Herb just said, the referees are having trouble right now. Well, this is a referee that won't have any trouble, because this is a referee that can take care of himself. Stephen E., I've been in this business a long, long time. You are just a flash in the pan. Been there, done that. Taken guys like you out before, and I'm going to do it again. And I make a promise to you, I will do everything in my power to keep that man from doing anything anymore.
Well, and I want to just, I can't say thankful I am to have that reassurance from you, and I know this position that I've asked you to take has kind of caused a little concern from our good friend Ron, because you guys had a pack when you guys retired. It was that way, but I think out of the love for these fans, both here in the TV studio and the fans who watch us on our TV, they don't understand that connection that you guys have with SICW.
You know, I don't really know if I understand it myself, because I'm still here. You know, guys, I see a bad moon rising here. I see things over the horizon that I don't know if we're going to be able to control. I mean, I'm past the age of reaping havoc, man. You know, Danny, we're you know, like I said, we're kind of past this, and I love you guys with all my heart, and I don't know how involved I can actually get physically anymore. But at the same time, I'm torn, because I made a promise to my wife and my family that I'd never get back into this again. I was getting ready this morning, and my wife literally looks at me and she goes, "I hate the wrestling, Ron, because
I do what I got to do to get ready. I do what I got to do to get here, and when I get here, I got to do what I got to do to help Herb and help Danny. And I don't know how involved I can get, but you guys need something. Just you got me in your corner. Let's just say that.
Well, and I tell you, that's all I can ask for, Danny. And like I said, you putting that striped shirt on means a lot. And I think it wakes some of those guys like Devastation Incorporated up at the Attila Khans and them, because they're running roughshod over a lot of these young guys that when I sit here and I watch it, it just tears my stomach, because that's not what we're about. And, we want to give the fans the best. And like I said, law and order is what it's got to be. And I appreciate that. And, Ron, I appreciate I know you're torn, and I'm not asking you to do anything that you don't want to do, or I definitely don't want to get your wife mad at me. So that would not be a good thing. So, but I really appreciate, Danny, you taking that responsibility on.
Thank you guys so much. SICW will be right back with your next match.
I am, yeah.
The only psycho here is me. Who will be coming?
Awesome, I can't wait, man. I thoroughly enjoyed my as it's supposedly coming.
We're gonna overwhelm each other, so.
I got a question.
Belong. Those belts were around their waist.
Hold on. Let me speak. Finally, we've been waiting for you to come. All right, now just announced by Mr. Joel Maximo. What else you got?
Lucas wants a new belt.
Whoa.
I wish I could, what is it, Vic?
That's not even the real 4360.
Snapchat?
No Snapchat.
All right. But today I got a very special guest.
If you don't know who I am,
I will never follow Papa Dank on Twitter.
Have been my favorite wrestlers, and it's like the first time.
Wrestling fans, it's time for your TV main event, and I am joined on commentary by the very dapper, big nasty Glenn Williams. Glenn, thank you for joining me, I guess.
What do you mean, you guys, Drew? We have fun. We do this occasionally. It's good to be back. When Lucky has to be ringside, they need somebody entertaining here, and you get me.
Well, there you go. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for your TV main event, set for one fall with TV time remaining. Introducing first, accompanied to the ring by Lucky P. Larson, Esquire. From the City of Angels, weighing in at 284 pounds. Representing the L.A. Hustlers, the notorious Bradley Diggs. His opponent makes his way to us from Springfield, Missouri, weighing in at 312 pounds. He is the Silverback, Big Joe Helms.
Well, Drew, as you can see already, they don't care about facing a camera. They don't care about all of that. They are ready for a fight, and Joe looks like he's ready to absolutely rip somebody apart.
Absolutely correct, and as you see, ladies and gentlemen, it is Danny Boy Hawkins, who was recently appointed as kind of our special referee to keep charge of everything, and we're going to see he's getting an opportunity. He's done it in the past in recent months, and he's got the opportunity to do it again here tonight.
Yeah, I think I know a little thing or two about that, Drew, considering Danny Boy punched me in the face and tried to throw me outside of the ring. I have not forgotten about that,
well,
and I'll come back to that another time.
Tell the truth. Why did he punch you in the face?
Because, honestly, I don't know. I didn't even know he was a thing or around until that night. As far as I knew, they just threw somebody together. But turns out he was the first champ. Did my research.
Absolutely. You can learn a lot from Danny Boy Hawkins.
Was an amazing wrestler, and he's here to try to keep the nonsense down. But he picked a fight with me that night, and I haven't forgotten about it. So
well, there you go.
I'm sure him and I will run into each other another time.
Big nasty Glenn Williams calling out the first ever Classic Wrestling champion.
Oh my God!
Huge power slam. Oh man, look at that. Joe Helms popped right back
up. Might want to turn around, bro.
These are two men both hovering.
Oh, and another one. Drew, I don't know if they've got the ring enforced enough for this one.
Well, you saw the ring bounce. We felt the aftershocks all the way over here.
Lucky's trying to call timeout.
This is a battle of heavyweights, ladies and gentlemen. You've got a man that's almost 300 pounds in Bradley Diggs and a man over 300 pounds in Joe Helms.
You know what's funny is I actually have a little bit of history with the two of these guys. If you remember, towards the end of last year at the Fan Fest, the Bruiser Brody Memorial Battle Royal.
Yes.
I happened to be out there while they turned on one another during some eliminations. So it's exciting to see what can happen one-on-one here. I don't think we've ever seen this here. As he's putting the test of strength on him. Look at Joe. Joe's got 18% body fat, 270 pounds. I mean, it's insane, bro. He's chiseled mountain of muscle.
Absolutely right. All you fans out there that may follow Joe Helms on Facebook or social media, you see the work he's putting in the gym. You see exactly why he's got that physique. Now, Bradley Diggs is used to...
He's pushing Danny here. Not to cut you off, Drew.
No, that's...
Bradley having the... let's call it ambition to push on Danny. He better keep his focus on Joe.
These two horses trading clotheslines.
It's almost like two trains running head on. It's pretty insane. These guys are huge.
Wow!
Massive suplex.
Big
Holy
vertical
cow.
suplex onto an almost 300-pounder.
I've never been more happy to be at a table and not in the ring, Drew.
No, I believe it.
Huge leg drop here.
Now, Bradley Diggs is used to having a size advantage over most of his opponents, but against Joe Helms, not only does he giving up the size advantage, but he's lacking the strength advantage as well. So how is Bradley Diggs going to adjust when the usual advantages he has are taken away from him?
Well, here's one thing I've learned from the Hustlers. No matter what, they always somehow find a way.
Absolutely.
They're not scared of a fight. And to the point where I said Joe's in the gym, Bradley's been in the gym too.
Oh, absolutely.
He's been grinding. So, I mean, for a guy both these sides, they can move. They're quick. They're strong. So,
as you saw, they can move. Joe Helms getting out of the way of that splash, and now he's got things going exactly how he wants him, does the silverback.
oh, man, what's he going to do here?
I think he telegraphed that one a little too early. We've seen him use that cartwheel into the splash in the corner. Bradley Diggs saw it coming, and that may be where using that move against former teammates of his and a former manager of his might not have been the greatest idea because they may have scouted that out.
Yeah, see, that's the thing. There's one thing you can say about Lucky. You can call him annoying. You can say what you want.
You can call him a cheater. You can call him interference.
Hey, you can say what you want about him. Lucky aligns himself with people who wins. Lucky always finds a way. And not to mention, Lucky's gotten me out of a couple unpaid parking tickets too. So.
Oh, Lord. I should have known you two would be friends outside of here.
Hey, man, look, here's the deal. Joe came in to a new place like SICW, and maybe Lucky made some promises to him, but at some point, as we see another big body slam here, Joe decided that he was
Helms out at 2.
Have a late moral compass and decided to pander to these fans. And I think that what he's doing now.
Oh, yeah, ladies and gentlemen, we've seen it. You don't mess with Danny Boy Hawkins. He is not the ref to be trifled with. He'll give it right back to you, as you know, Mr. Williams.
Well, Drew, I know this. A referee's not supposed to put their hands on you, and I got punched. He's been pushed. It almost seems to me like Danny Boy is feeling some...
Oh, yeah, Danny Boy playing interference. Lucky P. Lawson trying to slide the briefcase into the notorious one. Danny Boy Hawkins stopped it. Huge spear by the silverback for the 3. Ladies and gentlemen, and that's exactly the kind of influence that Danny Boy Hawkins can have here as the referee. Lucky P. Larson, we've seen it in the past. Him sliding in the briefcase might have gotten the job done and influenced it in his man's behalf, but it was Danny Boy Hawkins, our troubleshooting referee, taking care of business, sending Lucky P. Larson packing, and that leads to your result. Ladies and gentlemen, it is the silverback Big Joe Helms getting his hand raised by Danny Boy Hawkins in your main event here on All-Star Wrestling.
Drew,
ladies and gentlemen,
that was amazing.
That was amazing. We're out of time, Big Nasty. So for everybody,
Thank you for having me.
Destiny Lynch, for Ron Powers, for Lucky P. Larson,
For the A-Team.
For the A-Team, for Big Nasty Glenn
That's right.
Williams.
Come on.
I'm Drew Abbenhouse, and
Give it up
that's
for Drew.
tonight's SICW All-Star Wrestling. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you right here.
Subscribe to the channel.
Next week, ladies and gentlemen. Have a good night.